harness.
Hi, it's Russ with the Tech Training Team, and we're going to talk electrical connector and terminal repair kits. So CNH has partnered with Thexton Toolworks, and we've come up with a variety of kits out there to repair electrical connectors and terminals. So they all come in a plastic case, and they're all different sizes based on the vehicle that they're specifically designed for because of the number of connectors that may be, or the number of different connectors that may be on a particular vehicle, but they're all set up in a similar fashion. I'm just going to open up this one that we have on the bench here, and in the top here we should have some instructions that take you through how to make repairs to each of the connector types. And then also here in the top we have these little plastic cases with pigtails. Now what the pigtails do is they crimp the terminal on the end of the wire, and what we're going to do is we're going to take this wire and splice it into an existing wire harness. So in order to do that, we've got some removal tools in this kit. So I'm going to pull this bottom drawer out. So each drawer has a series of connectors in them, and they all have a decal on the lid, and on the lid it'll show you a photo of what connectors should be in each tray, and then it has some part numbers on it as well. So those can cross-reference into the harness connections or onto the parts catalog. In the bottom drawer, we always have the removal tools that are necessary to remove the pigtails or the terminals from each of the connector styles. We'll also have the splices and different sizes of splices based on the wire size. And then we'll also have some heat shrink to complete the repair and make it weather tight. Let's go into the NGPC and I'll show you where we can find the electrical terminal repair kits and how you can order them. Okay, so here we are in the NGPC, and you have to pick a brand before we can get to the kits. So I'm a multi-brand dealer and it doesn't matter, I'm just going to pick the New Holland Ag brand. Now once we have loaded a brand, you'll notice here in the top right hand corner that we have a magnifying glass, and this is a quick search tool. And when I left click on that quick search tool, it'll take me into a menu where I'm going to be able to choose a bunch of commodities over here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down over here on the left, and I'm going to come down here into the electrical. So these are in alphabetical order. So here's your electrical harness repair kits. I left click on that. And here it's going to give me the option to go into complete kits, or it's going to let me go in and look for individual components. So I'll go into the complete kits first, and we're going to click on that a second time. And now in here it's showing me all the kits that are available, and they've got a description over here on the far right hand side for what the kit is used for. You'll also notice that all these part numbers here have a TWX prefix on it, and that means that Thexton Toolworks, our partner in all of these, are the ones that are direct shipping these to you. So that's how you find the actual kits. Now I'm just going to go back over here into the electrical harness repair kit menu. So now I'm going to go into the components. And when I go into the components, I've got the ability to go in and look for connectors, or I can go in and find the heat shrink and the splices. I can go in and find the pigtails with the machine crimp terminals, or I can go in and find the terminal release tools. Now I'm just going to go into the terminal release tools, and these are the tools and the kits that we currently have available for working with each of the terminals. And there should be another video available to you on the Technology website for how to use each one of the tools for removing terminals. Now if I go back a screen, we'll be able to go in and find the pigtails. So this is each one of the vials, and it's got a description here of what they are and how many are in the package and what kits they're used in. So these are the pigtails, just the vials of pigtails. We also have the heat shrink and the butt splices. And then the other one we have here is all the electrical connectors that are in these kits. And when I go into this list, they have the Thexton Toolworks part number here, a description, although some of these aren't very good, but it does give a description where it's a connector, what kit they're used in. If there is a C&H part number, it will be listed here under the depot part number, the manufacturer brand, and the actual pigtail part number that goes into that particular connector, and then what terminal release tool would be used. Now, sometimes you don't know exactly which connector you're looking for, so I'm going to show you a little trick out of ETEM that works for most of the connectors, but maybe not quite all of them. So I'm going to just jump into ETEM, and here I am in ETEM, and I happen to be looking at the connectors. And when you have a connector guide in ETEM, there's typically an image of the connector that is part of the connector guide. And right down here at the bottom of that image, you will notice that there's a number, and that happens to be the part number for this connector. So if I just copy that part number, and I'll just right click and copy it, and then if I go back over to my NGPC and I go into this depot part number and paste that in there, it'll bring that up for me. It doesn't work for all of them, but it will work for most of the connectors that you're looking for. So even though this one says it's a connecting link, I know it's the connector that I happen to be working with or looking for from the wiring information that was on ETEM. Okay, so that's how you find the kits in the NGPC, and that's how you find individual component parts, and then a quick little cross-reference if you're looking for a specific connector. So we've seen in the NGPC where to find the kits and all the replacement parts, and remember that each of the kits are set up in a similar fashion, and we're going to make repairs with the pigtails. We're going to have removal tools in order to remove the affected terminals and connectors, and then we're going to take the pigtails and splice them into the existing harness and then protect them with the shrink wrap.